don't be supporting that shit in grand numbers like that. Hell no. And then on the flip side, we don't support motherfuckers who play hockey because we don't watch that shit. It ain't a huge. And look at the stats. Look at the stats of NASCAR, black NASCAR drivers, or people who watch NASCAR. Look at the stats, and you can look it up right now on your phone and look at the stats of how many black people look at that stuff. All the sports that they play. Do you see black people really watching it unless we got some of our own on that field?
And not for
did you have your hands over your ears when I was talking?
I mean, nah, I heard exactly what you said. And
seems as if you did because we're pretty much saying the same shit to a certain extent. You're talking about black people watching it. I'm not talking about black people supporting a black person in a majority other nationality field. What I'm saying is in our fields, we support and we cheer on other nationalities that come to our fields and do what we do. In other fields, in NASCAR, they're not supporting Bubba Wallace. They're not all in his ass because he's black and can drive a car. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying black people over there watching NASCAR and all that bullshit.
But conversely, NASCAR.
You need to listen, man. You need to start listening before you talk.
But it was a big thing with Beyonce going to country, wasn't it?
All right.
Just the other day.
They hate her. They hate her. They talking shit about her. She's not welcome there.
Wait a minute. Give me the mic. Give me the mic.
You got it.
All right. We got Medium Man in the building. What is good?
Right.
My
goodie.
God.
Hey, what's up, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Lovely having you, bro.
Man, thank you. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me just apologize in advance. In Houston, it's been raining a lot, so if the Wi-Fi is a little bit janky, my apologies beforehand. But I just want to come up and say thank you, Grown Men Talking, for supporting the platform, brother. I seen all the messages. You know, every time I like a video, I've been watching ever since you came on the stream. So I greatly appreciate it. Blessings to you and yours. First of all, respect to all the black women on the panel. Y'all look amazing. Love to see it. Yeah, I love to see black men and black women.
Black people.
Love to see y'all coming together and having a great conversation. Shout out to the strong brothers up there. Man, greatly appreciate y'all's perspective. I'm definitely listening. My wife, she just went to go get Mexican food. I told her ass not to go out there, but
in that rain, right?
she went. So I'm like, okay. So I sent her money, and she was like, I was gonna pay for it. I was like, we got a joint account, so relax. But but thank you. I just wanted to say that beforehand, man. Thank you.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank
All
you.
right, let's get back to it, man. Because this shit was getting meaty, man. This shit was getting meaty right now, man. You know what I'm saying? This is getting meaty out here, man. Whenever this topic comes up, man, this shit get a little, whoo. You know what I'm talking about?
But you misunderstanding what I'm saying before you say something. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't misunderstand it. I took it at face value. I took it for exactly what you said it is. You know, when it comes to this whole interracial thing and commingling, man, we do live in this bubble. We live in a system that purposely try to mold the minds of the weak, and it works because you see them out there. You see how people move. You see what they do. It's hard for me to let people know that they're speaking from a place of defeat. It's hard because then they automatically take it as if I'm punching down or I'm throwing jabs at them. They don't know it. A lot of people don't know that you've been psychologically defeated and you see the world through the lenses of people who control you. That's what it is. And it's hard to tell people that because they don't get it. They don't. And a lot of them look like me, unfortunately.
But
Medium Man, what's your take on the Medium Man? Oh, I'm sorry. More real talk.
I concede. Go ahead.
No, I'm just like that's pretty harsh judgment though to try to tell.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
But it's like from your own personal standpoint.
No,
though. Like,
not my personal.
I don't
know.
because to try to bring up someone, whether they're victorious or have a defeatist attitude in their actions or as a person, you can't really make that call. Like, people can display certain things over a certain amount of time that could show like signs of abuse or something like that. But you can't really say, oh, you're mentally defeated because you will cater to a white woman or would marry her or whatever. that has nothing to do with nothing, because there's black men that are with black women and they're mentally defeated still. So, you know, you can't really talk it up to be that one point of them having a defeatist attitude because they like outside of their race.
Is that what I'm saying though?
You did. You just said that's
Is that
those
what
are
I said
our-
about every single person that dates outside that race? Is that what I'm saying? I'm solely speaking on some of the fellas that I hear speaking.
Yeah. So those people speaking though, that's what I'm saying. You can't tell them that they have a defeatist mindset. That's what I'm saying.
You
Oh,
sure
Do
I
you
can't
know me
tell
well
that?
enough? Do you know me well enough to know whether I'm defeated or not?
No, Quint, I don't, Quint, I don't. You a cool ass brother. You solid. I'm glad you're here too. You always supporting, and you a cool ass dude. What I'm saying, but sometimes, man, sometimes people say things and it lets you know where they at, and it lets you know how they view the world. I can't go out here and seek the attention of other women if I don't have the respect for my own. I can't, because I know I'm not going to get the respect from them, because they know I don't get the respect from my own. They will never respect you, and that's something that you fellas need to understand how power dynamics work.
but
That's why that shit is
every week,
extremely important.
So
we
what?
come here and we always tell you that is your personal experience. When it comes down to what everybody, all that respect,
Bubble.
it like I don't know if you have experience where more black women have been disrespectful to you. I don't know why, but you know what I mean. Like you can't, you just can't put your own experience as like, oh, well, this is you're not getting respect. You don't know what that person is getting.
So if a man if a man is getting respect from the women in his community, why would he leave?
He want the other one. That's why.
Really?
He want the other woman. That's it. He literally want her. Whether it's some type of body thing, whatever he got in his head. Y'all know how y'all are. Whether she got something
You
going
know how
on.
we are. You know how we are.
When it comes
When
to
you just admittedly
When it comes to what?
said
I'm
that
I'm talking about like in a sexual sense, as far as like she may have something physically that you like.
On a white woman?
Like you just want the other woman. It doesn't have to be 100%. You know, you're broken. You ain't getting no respect. You ain't. It's not. That's not the what's the word? Not predominant thing, but that's not the absolute. That's not absolute across the board.
I can agree with that. I can 100% agree with that. No, it's not the absolute, but you can usually tell because it comes out in the conversation what men tend to say. Well, I was getting abused over here in the black community. The ladies would just treat me so bad. I had to go get me a snowflake. It'd be like that. They literally telling you why it is that they went the other route because they wasn't.
You know,
And some people admit that, but that's them. They're openly saying, "Hey, the black woman didn't like me, but Becky did, so I'm gonna go with Becky." There's some that's cool. Do that. Go goodbye. You know what I mean? But you know,
We just had a question that looked extremely interesting, and I would like to have that up. I want one of the beautiful ladies.
I'll put it up. I want to get Medium Man. What's your perspective on this?
Yeah.
Well, typically with this conversation, I think the black community gives black men too much credit in regards to the way we think when men date out. Because most of the time when we approach this conversation, they assume that black men are thinking about their ancestors, their black mother, you know, all this type of stuff that goes into them choosing white women or whoever. But it ain't got nothing to do with that. We all know men start with attraction first, right?
Yep.
And me being, you know, in the military for 20 years, retired, been to 50 countries, about to go to 51. I can honestly say that there are beautiful women all across this world, right? So when black men, especially in the military, you cannot hit them with that brush of saying that they hate their black mothers or they hate their black skin, because we literally live in these countries for extended periods of time to where you just assimilate to your environment. And I remember somebody mentioned something about the NFL players. When they go to these predominantly white universities, they are around predominantly white women, right? So sometimes they just assimilate, and it has literally nothing to do with them picking the 5% of black women on that campus saying, I don't like y'all, so I'm going to go with this white woman. No, those white women they tend to compete a little bit more. I'll give them that. But it's not necessarily black men literally thinking about the history and the ancestry about what white people did in regards to who they choose. And these are things that can be quantified through the marriage numbers. And that's why when Grown Men Talking stated that black men tend to marry black women at the highest rate, that ends the conversation, especially with black men that make over $100,000 a year. 83% of black men who make $100,000 a year marry black women. So this conversation of seeing Caleb Williams with one white woman and now that constitutes all black men, when literally only about 800 black men are in the NFL and 926,000 black men make over $100,000 a year. So the conversation that we've been talking about, I've listened to everybody's perspective, but I've yet to hear anyone say, well, the statistics say, and I'm like, that would end the conversation. So I get it. We see what we see, and it's like, yeah, that's all black men, but it's not that deep, and we don't even think too much about it. I've dated women from Spain, Germany, whatever, decided to marry a Jamaican woman who's on my back and cooks good chicken curry. So it's so
God bless you.
Nice.
I'm saying, yeah. And he's absolutely right. All I can do is totally agree with him. When you bring the numbers behind it, it does put an end to the conversation. You know what I'm saying? But it's some people tend to wrestle with numbers. They don't like math, but math
you gotta also bring the numbers, Chill. You just
don't need to
state that there are stats. You never brought
do I
it.
need to turn the screen on and we go over the numbers together?
Yes, I mean, if
that's
you're
what I
going to
was saying
state
earlier.
that there are stats and you don't
There
bring
are
the
stats.
numbers to
I mean,
back up
we
your
can talk about
statement and state it as fact, that's the point.
Okay,
But,
so check
but that's
this out.
that's what I was saying earlier about 79% of men marry black women. So they marry. They don't
Right,
not marry
yeah.
black women. They get married and they marry black women.
Yeah.
It's just 1 in 5 black women are married.
Right.
Right.
So it is. Look, the consensus is that black men, more than so, choose black women. That's just what it is, and that's how it's always going to be. It's not going to change. Anytime you see any interracial thing going on, especially in the way of media. I mean, let's just be real. These people are outside the type of life that we live. A lot of these people are trained puppets. Okay, it is what it is. They're gonna date whoever their handler tell them to date. Hey, we got this smooth ass Becky for you. We need to make you look good in front of the camera. Go on here, get Blondie up there with you, man. Yeah. And they know what they're doing. It always creates a rift or argument or discussion between black men and black women because you always tend to have that group of black women who at the beginning didn't even want the black dude. They like, man, y'all be acting depressed all the damn time. Y'all be complaining, blah, 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 blah. You ain't at the social economical status where I want you at. So I'm going to go over here and kick with this group. But then when you see a black dude, he done made it to the NFL and you see he got Becky, you like, these motherfuckers taking all our men. You ain't want them at first. You
Right. Back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot. You all on me. But look at LeBron. LeBron's been with Sabrina since day one.
That's cool. Yeah.
Chocolate woman. Steph Curry been with his woman since college. Light skinned woman. She's still black. She Canadian, but she black. But I'm saying, so these two guys are Russell Wilson, simp, guy with a black woman. So at the end of the day, they're still dating black women. It's you're picking and choosing. Matter of fact, LaMelo Ball's girlfriend I know from Massachusetts, she's black. She's Cape Verde. So he's dating a black woman. A lot of dudes date black women.
They damn
What do
sure
y'all
do.
think
I
of
call Russell Wilson a
didn't
simp.
Serena Williams
He
marry
is a
a
simp.
white man?
He's
Wasn't
a
there
guy,
a
yo.
story about where like
You know it quick.
wasn't there like
Go ahead.
the story of Serena Williams? There was like a lot of black men that was saying like she wasn't attractive because she was so like I guess buff in her sports and stuff. And now that she's married a white man,
She
I
dated
heard
Lamar
that,
Arrington.
like, yeah, I heard this. I heard it was like a lot of controversy. But people were pointing out the fact that they were saying that the black men were saying that she was unattractive. But then when she married the white man, it was like, oh, you done turned and
No.
you this and that.
Absolutely.
She dated Lamar Arrington. She dated Common.
There was a lot of black men was in love with Serena Williams.
That cat too. Child.
Guess what? And then look, I don't have to pull it up, but I'm pretty sure anybody can pull it up and go at the beginning of her career. Not only was it her black father who was raising them and teaching them how to play the sport, but a lot of her fans are black men.
Yeah.
The number of black men who got into tennis grew substantially. That's
Is her
something
butt,
that
is
you
her
just
butt
can't
grew?
confirm. Black men love them some Serena Williams. They
Yes, we
love
do.
the
Yes,
Serena
We,
Lord.
we
Williams.
always did.
I'm
We
Always
done.
always
did.
did.
She has
I got a
always
picture of
had
that
that
thing in my
support from the
brain.
community. Boy, that
And let me
body,
tell you,
her face, them features, her complexion.
So
God
what?
damn.
So going
The
back to
Hey,
the
image
my
I'm
is
on
wife,
to what
my
you
wife
crazy.
is
saying.
watching. My wife is
what do
watching.
y'all
And
think
I'm gonna tell you,
of?
hey, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So like, what do
I
y'all
was just
think?
saying, my
So
wife is
going back,
watching. I'm not talking about her body. All right.
Oh yeah.
hey, see,
I'm just
she
joking.
is in the comments.
Yeah.
But
So,
so going back like to the video. So like, what do y'all think it's like a something behind it when a black man does give it a white woman that wants, the cornrows, the box braids, and the beads? Because there was a woman named Alex Von Dutch. I don't know where she's at in her career now, but she did a podcast with Keita Rose about a year or two ago. And they was holding her accountable because Alex Von Dutch is a white girl, pretty white girl, but she be having all the black hairstyles we got, all the braids and cornrows. And she was getting online talking about how she's gonna have a black baby. I'm gonna have a black, like literally in those words, like I'm gonna have a black baby, this and that, like just kind of waving it around as like, oh, I'm gonna get me a Chanel bag. So that's why the black community was mad. But like, what do y'all think of those women? Because like, you can do whatever hairstyle you want, but do you
I
think
got you.
it's something with that?
go that way.
I got you. I got you. You want to know what I think about those women? Those are women who understand that, damn, I'm fucked up in the white community. I might as well just try to appeal to the black ones. When white daddy ain't checking for them no more, they gon' look. They already know, especially the ones who be, oh my God, appropriating our culture to the fullest, wearing the
Yeah,
cornrows and doing all
yeah,
that. They know they can't get a white man because they too black on the inside. They done adapted our culture so much that the white man looking at her is like, man, I can't. I'll sleep with you, but that's about where it's gonna go.
yeah.
You done had too many black dudes. I can't wipe this up.
Right. She's
I,
And
black
she
girl.
know
I
that.
literally heard.
She like, when
I
they
literally
want
heard white men say that though. So
They say
I,
this.
Yeah.
I know a lot of white men, and when I'm
I heard it's
around
called
them,
getting black.
they do say that. They do say if a white woman starts to date black men, they're less attractive to them. I definitely hear that.
That I
Yeah,
see that
it's
that's crazy.
And
I
I
never
think,
heard
and
that
I think
before.
we feel the same way to a
I
certain
think we feel
extent.
the same way. I don't want to
what?
play with no white girl, no black girl that bend over the white dude.
I don't think black men really feel that way. I don't know. I don't know.
Um,
Shit.
I
um,
Shit.
know
Shitting
that
me.
Yeah,
black
we are.
women get
Oh,
mad when they
we
see me with a white
do.
man.
We
No, we don't
do.
care
We do
about you
not.
dating a white dude.
A lot
I'm
of
just
people
no,
don't
well not
discuss
y'all,
it.
but I'm just
I
saying I
mean,
have had
from
I've
what I
heard
see,
that.
When I
I'm
was
gonna be
younger,
honest.
I felt that way.
And even now, I'm
I
gonna be
sound like
honest.
one of y'all. I sound like one of y'all women from what I see, and from
Yo,
my, my,
chill.
my on my circle.
Yeah.
I don't
Look,
see that. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna be
Man, them
honest.
old pimps. Hey, them old pimps said white hoes sell better though, you know?
Oh God,
Yo.
God, man. I'm just boy. Woo, some of our
What?
people, I tell you, shit. So look, I'm
No.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, man. Y'all done make me lose my train of thought too. God damn. What Q just said just messed me up a little bit. Oh my God.
Oh, read that comment, y'all. Them comments, T.
Oh, what
I
was
was
that?
reading them. I don't know which one to read. There's a lot of them.
The Prime,
which one do you want her to read?
the last week from Prime. But
Well, okay, yeah. So Prime VA 757 says that's not 100% true. It's very attractive white women who can pull a white man, but they prefer black men.
Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of women
So they
prefer
lived in
black
Germany almost
men.
3 years.
All right.
They want to try
Like,
that. They want to try it out at least once.
hey,
read
hey.
that last one,
All
T.
right.
So yeah,
One at a
white
time, y'all. Y'all,
men.
I gotta teach y'all some
I'm
manners,
Hold on,
still
man.
one second,
One at
reading.
a
chill. One
time.
second, chill.
Hold on. So he also said white men have an insecurity when it comes to black men. That's why they do that.
Oh my God. We all know this, man. You think them folks don't know that the Bible is literally talking about us? You think they don't know that? You think
Yeah.
when the whole world knows that the Bible is talking about your black ass, that people ain't gonna want to be with you because you were the closest thing to God anybody will ever get next to? That's
Evidently
the
they don't, because
hold on,
hey,
man. One at a time.
hey,
One at a
listen,
time.
when Putin came out with those pictures, what did he say?
Well, who? Oh, Putin.
Yeah, they
It's
got
like,
pissed off about that shit.
yeah, fine. We can do all that. That we already know the truth. But a lot of people already knew this. A lot of people already knew that women are just intrinsically attracted to strong, dominant black men because a lot of groups out here don't have that natural dominance. We are naturally dominant. provided that you've been in front or behind a strong man to groom you to make sure that you're a dominant, strong black man out here in society and not no little weak ass wimp. Women are intrinsically attracted to us. But here's the thing. We also live in a world that, look, they are constantly trying to make sure a black man don't go above a certain level. They want to make sure they keep you down because they know that you're going to take their women, you might take their job too. So it's a rigged game. And so what ends up happening is a lot of white women be like, all right, so a lot of black men don't have the status and power that I crave and that I need, but they do have fun. They are exciting. So I'll go over there and get my drawers flip-flop about 30 times, and then I'll go back to white daddy if he'll have me. At least then over there, I got power and status. Women crave status and power.